Aspirants on various party tickets and independent nominees may have gone past the first hurdle, but they may not be out of the woods yet ahead of Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission nominations that start on May the 28th. The aspirants' backgrounds will be scrutinized by no less than 16 agencies under the auspices of the Chapter 6 Working Group on Election Preparedness in line with the guidelines published by the Attorney General Githu Muigai on March the 22nd. The 16 consist of the Judiciary, Office of the Attorney General and Department of Justice, IBC, Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, Directorate of Criminal Investigations, Office of the Registrar of Political Parties, Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, Public Service Commission, Higher Education Loans Board, Kenya Revenue Authority, Commission for University Education, Kenya National Examination Council, Department of Immigration, the Official Receiver, Credit Information Sharing Association of Kenya, and other professional bodies. The overall goal of this initiative is to ensure that only qualified candidates and who espouse integrity values are elected into office in order to facilitate the realization of the ideals of a constitution and Kenya Vision 2030. And this is according to Professor Githu Muigai, the Attorney General. We discussed this and a raft of other issues today, looking at what is happening also on the political front with the NASA and the Jubilee coalition. We drill deeper also into matters, of course, of the NASA threat that they will boycott the 2017 general election if the Independent and Electoral Boundaries Commission is not withdrawing the court appeal to make sure that presidential announcement is not done at the constituency level. This is AM Live, and of course you're watching This Is a Point. This morning we have our guests already in studio with us to take us through that particular conversation and a raft of other issues that we have here this morning. Allow me to introduce them to you this morning. We have with us Dr. Zani. She is the General Secretary of ODM and also the nominated Senator. We have also with us Tia Galgalo, Women's Rep, Isiolo County. We do have with us in studio as well Honorable Kipruto Arap Kirwa, who is the Deputy Leader of ANC. We're eagerly waiting for Kabando, and also we are waiting for other guests I will tell you much later. That is Dr. Shem Muchodo, who is a global leader of Kenya Diaspora Alliance. So that is what we are going to be discussing this morning, together with the panelists and after other issues as well, here on This Is a Point. Let's see what is headlining the front pages of the Daily Nation today. This is what is on the front cover of the Daily Nation. NASA warns IBC over poll tallying. Opposition principals say they will not take part in the August 8th elections if electoral body insists on declaring presidential results in Nairobi despite contrary ruling. That story continues on page 6 of the Daily Nation this morning. Poll agency insists presidential results must be announced at National Center. And we have a quote here from the Right Honorable Raila Odinga saying, "We are telling Mr. Wafula Chebukati to forget about this," that is the appeal, "do not accept to be used by Jubilee to tamper with votes. This is a people's revolution." And Waika Fogo, which Uhuru's Jubilee party, still smarting from a shock defeat by Mr. Ferdinand Waititu, Kiambu governor, says he was rigged out of the recent party primaries. You have his story on page 6 of the Daily Nation today. And "Stop dancing on our graves," Ruto tells NASA. That story continues on page 6 of the Daily Nation today. Let's see what we have on the front page of other dailies as well. We have the Business Daily, and this is the headlining story on the front page of the Business Daily today. Brock MPs in race to repay luxury car loans. Lawmakers have 3 months to clear outstanding dues to face repossession. That is a story that you can follow on the front page of the Business Daily. Also, Kenya in defense pact with South Africa. Kenya has signed a defense cooperation pact with South Africa that will see the two countries jointly fight terrorism, organized international crime, and human and drug trafficking. That story is also fleshed out for you on page 4 of the Business Daily. NSC suspension leaves Atlas owners stranded. You can follow their story on page 4 of the Business Daily this morning. Let's move on and we see what we have on the front page of the People Daily. And this is what we have on the front page of the People Daily. How independents will cure, I should say, voter apathy. Uhuru Raila changed tack, embrace nomination losers as a way to mobilize supporters, boost numbers in elections. And that story is tucked away on page 6 of the People Daily today. More maize expected as sugar, powdered milk duty lifted, an extra 990,000 bags of grain due by end of month, 6 million more bags in 4 months. That story, you have it on page 15 of the People Daily. I want to show you also what we have on the front page of the Standard this morning. Allow me just to load it up for you so that you may see it as well. We have the Star. NASA plans to pick cabinet team from MPs. It plans to hold a referendum to have ministers appointed from Parliament. Having CSs appointed from Parliament will mean that the current system of government changes from purely presidential to the hybrid, and that story continues on page 4 and 5 of the Star. Having CS, as I mentioned, appointed from Parliament will mean that the current system of government changes from purely presidential to hybrid, and that story continues on page 4 and 5 of the Star this morning. A quick look also on what we have inside the Standard, and this is your headlining story: NASA vote warning. IBC must know that we will not be part of the August elections if the Court of Appeal overturns that decision on presidential results being announced at the constituency level. There will be no elections on August the 8th. This is what Raila is saying, and that is acting as a flagger on top there. And you can see how the crowd massed yesterday in Nakuru. Raila team storms Nakuru, speaker after speaker tells massive crowd at Afra Stadium that presidential vote tallying at constituency level will be final, and that the opposition alliance will not accept a contrary finding in ongoing court appeal. That story continues on page 8 of the Star. I want to show you also what we have on the front page of the dailies across the borders. We have the Daily Monitor. I want to show you what we have on the front page of the Daily Monitor. A quick look at the Daily Monitor. It's acting up on me, but I will show you just a moment as I try and load it up for you. It seems it's acting up a bit, but it should be up any moment from now. We have, let's go to Rwanda, where we have the New Times. UAE firm to invest $50 million in Kigali Smart City Initiative. Also Mother's Day observed with call to scale up nutrition. That is what we have on the front page of the New Times. A quick look also on what we have. I don't know why it's acting up on me this morning, but we'll show you nonetheless what we have also on the front page of the Daily Monitor in Uganda, which I'm trying to load up just quickly. We'll get there. I'll show you what we have on the front page of Citizen. First of all, students face uncertainty as fewer get loans. 2 out of every 3 students who applied for loans in 2016-17 missed out. This is what we have on the front page of the Citizen. In Tanzania, 2 billion heroin haul intercepted at border is what we have on the front page of a Citizen in Tanzania. Also, we can get a quick look of what we have on the front page of the Daily Monitor in Uganda. But still in Tanzania, we can also see what we have on the front page of Mwananchi. Katibu CCM auawa kwa risasi 8. Kiongozi wa 5 kuuawa katika kijiji cha Nyambunda wilayani Kibiti. That is what we have on the front page of the Mwananchi. We want to see what we have also on the front page of the Daily Monitor in Uganda. And then we go. Museveni orders probe into 76 billion shillings UPDF scam. Former Electoral Commission Chairman Badru Kimgundu is among individuals commissioned to look into a procurement scandal that has rattled the Army and the Ministry of Defense. That story continues on page 4 and 5 of the Daily Monitor in Uganda. Also, Kadaga opposes charging patients at Malago Hospital. This is the story you can follow on page 3 of the Daily Monitor in Uganda. Finally, let's see what we have on the front page of the 1962. I want to show you what we have on the front page of the 1962 Daily Nation and how it looked. We hack back into history. Right, it's a bit acting up today, but I will show you momentarily. This is how it was in 1962 on Tuesday, May the 15th. Rhodesia warning to UK from David Price, Mbeya and Tanganyika, right? Reservists out for strike day. This is just history. Loashin appealed to Seattle, we have all this on the front page of the Daily Nation in 1962. This is how it looked. And we have also the editorial cartoons today. I have two of them for you. We have what we have in the Standard today, according to Gado. And he says they're actually holding court with Erdogan, saying we can certainly accommodate more journalists here, Mr. Trump. And you can see them walking on the corridors of the prisons there. And the small rat is saying, think Guantanamo Bay, Trump. That is what we have captured by Gado today. And this is what now Stano has captured for you. Inside the People Daily, we need more coins to reach up there. That is according to Stano, of course, depicting what is happening currently with the food prices in the country. This is what we have in our dailies today. Make sure you grab a copy of the Daily Nation. Make sure you grab a copy also of the Standard for those riveting stories today. Let's put this horse into a full run by looking at the highlights. The Ongo Politics will drill deeper with our panelists this morning. Security boost, I should say, from China. And Ivory Coast security mutiny continues. The opposition coalition NASA says there will be no election in August if IBC insists on having the presidential results tallied and announced in Nairobi. NASA says the commission should respect the law and the High Court decision, which said that all presidential results will be tallied and announced at the constituency polling stations. The NASA leaders were speaking in Nakuru during their first public rally since the unveiling of Raila Odinga as a presidential candidate.
Hatutakubali. Hata mahakama hatutakubali. Kama mahakama itabadilisha hiyo sheria, hakuna uchaguzi Kenya. Hiyo haitakuwa ni uchaguzi wetu. Hiyo itakuwa ni uchaguzi wao, sio uchaguzi ambao umefanyika kwa mujibu wa sheria na katiba ya taifa letu. Sawa. Maana yake anataka kutumia hiyo kuiba kura.
Kura ikihesabika kule mashinani, uamuzi huo ndio wa mwisho. Sisi kama wananasa hatutakubali kwenda Bomas tena.
Hao jamaa wanalala mpaka saa ile imekwisha ndio wanaamka. Mahindi hakuna, tunaenda Mexico. Tena Mexico mahindi hakuna. Hiyo ni kwa sababu jamaa hawajui kuendesha uchumi.
Tunajenga uchumi wa nchi ya Mexico na huku tunaharibu uchumi wetu. Na ndio sababu 10 million strong tuwapeleke nyumbani. Tena 10 million strong.
Kule ni jamaa. Lakini tafadhali tunataka ugali peke yake. Hatuna shilingi 200. Hatuna 200 ya sukari na 200 ya ugali. Patia sisi unga hata tukunywe uji peke yake.
And Deputy President William Ruto is accusing the opposition of insincerity over the prevailing food situation in the country. The DP says the opposition's unending criticism of the government's handling of the situation, especially the importation of maize, was uncalled for, stating that the opposition did not want the situation resolved for the benefit of the common mwananchi.
Hii shida ya mahindi na sukari is a temporary problem. Within weeks, this will be sorted out. Let us focus on the transformation of our country. Wameanza kusema mbona chakula hii imefika haraka haraka. Hii chakula ilikuwa mbona imeagizwa siku chache imefika. Sasa unashangaa kwani walikuwa wanataka chakula ichelewe, Wakenya ndio waumie, ndio wapate ya kusema katika mikutano yao ya siasa.
Wanatumia gunia milioni 3. 300 itafanya nini? Itafanya nini? Hakuna, ni kama toni ya maji kwa bahari. Haisaidii. Kila chochote ambayo wameshika imeoza.
Hakuna kitu kipya ambayo tuko nayo sasa ambayo hatujawahi kuwa nayo. Wale ambao wanatuambia saa hii wanatusomea mambo marefu walikuwa uongozini wakati huo, and they did what we are doing now. Katika historia ya kupanda mahindi Kenya, the highest yield in the history of maize growing in Kenya was in 2015, when we harvested 42.5 million bags of maize in Kenya. That is history.
Now, there were mixed fortunes at the fuel pump from midnight following the review of fuel prices by the Energy Regulation Commission. Here, how the prices will look from today to June the 14th. Petrol increases by 1 shilling and 59 cents, while diesel decreases by 57 cents and kerosene goes up by 90 cents per litre. The ERC says the changes are due to the increase in landing cost of imported refined petroleum products. The total landing cost of super petrol went up by 0.94% between March and April. Diesel went up by 2.20%, while kerosene went up by 1.93% in the same period.